Did you listen to Jeff and Professor Hamo in the morning? Here's what
a day. Katiba Clyde is on point like a decimal. So, listen to this story.
Yes.
Back in 2013, Dan Matakaya was happily married to his wife, but then a tragedy struck in the early part of the year. Their 9-month-old child died from pneumonia. Right? That was the first tragedy. And then, on September 21st, 2013, many of you remember that day, a day that will live in infamy in this country. That was Westgate. September 21st, 2013.
Yes.
Dan was sleeping in his house on that Saturday night and then woke up to a stinging sensation in his face and head. His wife at the time had apparently poured sulphuric acid all over his face and head. And the burns, folks, the burns, you can just imagine, and the pain. In fact, it was so bad, it has completely blinded Dan today. He is completely blind. His eyes are covered by the skin that melted off his face. His entire scalp is bald. And to make matters worse, his wife was arrested a little later on, but released. And the case to this day has never been called. They're still investigating or in court, in and out of court, nearly 6 years later. How does one live with himself at 31 years old, completely blind, with nothing much to live for, if you ask me? Dan Matakaya, welcome to Hot 96.
Thank you very much.
My goodness, what a story. You know, you came in wearing sunglasses, and I asked you whether you were completely blind, and you took off your sunglasses.
Yes.
No.
And it looks like the skin has melted off your forehead into your eyes.
Okay, what they did the grafting. They removed the eyeball because ilikuwa imeharibika kabisa.
Kabisa.
Yes.
Both of them.
Yes.
Where was the grafting done?
Yeah, at Kenyatta.
So they removed the eyeballs,
Yes.
and then they covered,
Did the grafting. Yes.
and they covered that where the holes are
Yes.
with your skin.
Yes.
Okay, take us back to that day, right? Yes. And by the way, I didn't mention that you are a police officer. You're a constable, and you were then, of course, right?
Yes.
Where were you working? Where were you based?
Let me give a brief history of what happened.
Go on.
After finishing my training at the Kenya Police College, Kiganja, I was posted in Embu. That was my first station. That was 2009. In Embu, I met this beautiful girl. We were in a relationship then. We got married. In 2011, she gave birth to her baby boy. Then 9 months later, the baby died due to pneumonia. I was transferred from Embu to Kisii in 2012, November. So I went to Kisii. Then she because we had a issue of housing, so she used to come and visit. She went to Nakuru. She used to help her brother run business. So we used to visit each other. That's after the death of our kid.
Right. Did it devastate her? Were you both devastated? Were you
yes,
both?
Yes. But at least we at one point, after undergoing some counseling, we were well. Then we moved on after the death of our kid. So when she came visiting, this time she came, it was September 2013. I stayed with her for 2 weeks, and then she told me she want to go back
To Wembu.
to Nakuru. Yes. And she told me she wanted to pick the kids' belongings to go with them. I told her there's no need because we are still together.
Yeah.
We started, we disagreed. So we had a small quarrel. Then on this material date, on 21st, I was on duty the whole night. I came to the house at around 5:30 in the morning. Since I was tired, I went to bed. And she was supposed to leave the same day.
Right.
So when I went to sleep, at around a few minutes later, she poured the solution on my face. And I felt it was burning. Then she ran away. So when I got out of the bed to trying to get some water, before I reached the bucket, I stepped on. When I stepped on the floor, I felt a shock. What she had done, she had connected electricity, poured water on the floor, so she wanted me to be electrocuted.
Good Lord.
So when I felt the shock, I just screamed for help. My colleagues came for my rescue, and she ran away. I was taken to hospital. We did first aid. You know, now I'm burning.
Yes.
The skin is
It's melting.
Yes,
it's melting off, yeah.
Yes, everywhere now. My chest, my right hand is burning. When I was rushed to the hospital, they did the first aid, and then I was admitted at Hema Hospital in Kisii.
My goodness. So, okay, so she wanted you to be electrocuted.
It looked that it was a pre-planned matter, because she wanted me, after she knew maybe after pouring the acid on my face, maybe
you'd rush to the bathroom.
No, I'll not see. Now in that confusion, when I stepped on the floor, I get electrocuted.
Yes.
So that no one will know what happened.
Good Lord.
Yes, that was her intention.
How long were you in hospital?
I was in hospital for, first I was admitted for like 6 months. I was discharged, but I was not in a good condition, because they used to do home management. I used to have a nurse who used to come for dressing, because I had stayed in the hospital for a long time. Now the wounds were not healing.
Why not?
Because now the environment, I needed to change the environment. Then the burns wounds, they don't heal like faster like the other.
It takes a while.
Wounds. Yeah, it takes a while.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. So when did you come back for more surgery at Kenyatta?
Okay, while I was in Kenyatta, I underwent many surgeries. Grafting. Now, when the wounds were not healing, they used to do grafting.
Yeah.
They take skin from somewhere.
From other parts of your body.
From other parts.
So how much of your body was burned by this acid?
Okay, the face, as you can see. Then the chest. Then
it comes down to your
shoulder,
arm.
Yes, to the right hand.
Yes.
Yes.
And your whole head.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So they were taking skin from other parts of your body.
Yes.
And attaching, grafting.
Yes. Yes.
And all this must have been very painful, Dan.
It was very painful. It was very painful.
Did you wish you had died that day?
Yes. In fact, I can remember when I was in the hospital. It was so painful. I have my brother who is a prison officer. I remember telling him, just shoot me if you can, because it was so painful.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was so painful.
Yeah. You just wanted to
Die.
yeah, to let him take you out of your misery.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But then you hung on. Ukavumilia.
I fought on until now, here now.
Here you are, but you've been in and out of court for almost 6 years, Dan.
In and out of court, in and out of hospital.
Yes.
Yes.
Now your wife was arrested initially after she ran away.
Days, she surrendered to the police.
She surrendered.
Yes, she was taken to court. And then later, after like 3 months, she was released on bond. While I was still admitted in Kenyatta.
In the intensive care unit, the burn unit. Yes.
Intensive, then I went to burn unit. Yes.
And to this day, she is still a free woman.
Yes, she's still a free woman, but the case is still pending before court. I took more time in hospital, in and out of hospital. So, and then the court, the case to take off, at least you need to be stable.
Yeah.
You need to be in a stable condition.
Correct.
So that it can kick off.
If your wife is listening to you right now, what would you want to tell her?
Okay. First, I interacted. I talked to her. She talked to me when we met in court.
How long ago?
Like 2 years ago.
And?
I asked her, what happened? Nini ilikufanya? Then she told me. Alidanganywa.
Yeah.
Yeah. But me, I told her, I've forgiven you from my heart.
You told her this?
I told her. But the case is just another thing.
Yeah.
But me, I'll not carry the burden ya kumbeba kwa roho.
Despite what she did to you, Dan?
Yes,
Despite...
So that, I did so because I wanted to heal this thing to get out of me. Yes. And the best way I could do it is just to let her go and not to carry her in my heart.
But Dan, very few people would have that kind of forgiveness, especially after the way you've ended up now.
Yes,
very few people.
Yes, I found it was even haunting me more than maybe what she's going through.
Was she remorseful? Was she sorry for what she did?
She's a kind of a woman who does not talk much. She was crying,
When
she's so guilty of what she has done.
When you met her, was it love at first sight? Did you fall in love?
No, we knew each other. We stayed for like a year. Yes.
While you were posted in Embu?
Yes.
You stayed for a year dating.
Yes.
And she could never say why she did what she did? I mean, look, this is premeditated.
Yes.
When you buy the sulphuric acid,
unaweka paka stima, unajua ninamwaga maji. You prepare.
Unatoa hiyo yellow cable, hiyo wire, unaweka chini.
You are sure sasa?
She's gonna kill you. I mean,
alikuwa amepanga ni kifo.
She wanted to kill me. She even sent her sister to come and apologize on her behalf.
In hospital now?
No, in hospital it was so different because I was under very tight security because of the nature of the case. We never knew what.
She had a plan.
Yes. So the sister came in hospital. My dad said, let her sister come and see what
she did.
She had done.
Tell me something. You said you argued the night before she was supposed to leave with the child's clothes.
Yes.
Junakuru, you argued. Was there any domestic violence? Did you beat her up?
No, I've never even slapped or done anything to her. But the argument, we argued, I told her, now you cannot take this. I think she wanted, alikuwa anatafutia kitu, where now it will seem that we had quarreled or we have, that's what she was looking for.
Lakini hiyo kifo ya huyo mtoto labda ilimuumiza sana, sio?
Maybe, but at least we had she had gotten in the counselor's intervention.
Yeah. And it wasn't your fault.
It wasn't my
No,
fault.
it's pneumonia. It's right?
Yeah, it wasn't my fault.
But maybe psychologically it just messed her up.
Yes.
Good Lord.
But alisema alidanganywa.
Yes, that's what she told me. Alidanganywa.
When was the last court hearing?
The last court hearing was last year, November. Then we had some. In fact, the magistrate had given it the very last adjournment.
Okay.
But since we had some witnesses who are my colleagues, and they were on a course in Ganjo, so they had to push it to February this year.
But Dan, let me ask you this. This is an open and shut case. If you ask me, it's open and shut.
Huyu ndio alinunua sulphuric. Huyu ndio alinimwagia. Huyu ndio aliniwekea stima. Huyu ndio alitoroka.
What more do you want? This is not rocket science.
Yes.
Why does it keep getting adjourned?
I asked the same question, but they tell it's now a procedure, a court procedure. They told me she needs to be given a time. PIA isionekane labda okay anafungwa tu. Yes, but we are hopeful everything is okay. Justice will prevail.
It's so unfair, Dan. I mean, do you sometimes, I don't know if you're Christian or
I'm a Christian.
You are. Do you sometimes ask your God, why did you do this to me? Do you do that?
Yes. I know. Before when I was still in denial, at one point I was very much in denial because I could not even accept that now this is done.
Yeah.
I can't see.
Yeah.
All my friends are making beer. They don't want even to pick my calls.
No.
Yes. Even one said, one who was my best friend went on to say that Dan has succumbed to the burns.
Then he had written you off. He said you had died.
Yes.
You had died.
Yes.
Your best friend.
My best friend. My best friend.
Where is he now?
He's somewhere in Rift Valley.
Where do you live now, Dan?
I live in Saudi, here in Basra.
So where are you based out of?
What?
You're still a constable, right?
I'm still a police.
Yes.
Based in the police station.
Industrial area.
Yes.
So, did you go back to school to learn Braille?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
After the treatment, it took me like 2.5 years undergoing treatment for the burns.
Yeah.
And then after treatment, I went for rehabilitation. Now this is a new life.
Yes.
I need to learn Braille, how to move. Yes, so I went for rehabilitation. I learned mini Braille. I learned daily living skills, which could help me even when I'm alone in the house, how to cook, wash,
how to go to the toilet.
Yes, yes. Then I learned computer, the adapted computer, with screen readers. It's called JAWS.
It's called?
JAWS. Job access with speech. So yes.
And you learned that as well?
I learned that.
And how good are you now in Braille and this computer?
Because that's what I'm using inside the computer. Yeah. I went back to school, and technology is what I'm into.
And are you enjoying it now?
I'm enjoying because I cannot run away from it.
No.
I don't have any other option.
Sure.
Yes.
But okay, so now do you tell yourself, maybe this is what God wanted for me?
Sometimes when I was in hospital, the burns unit, many people died, and I used to ask myself, why I'm still alive? I learned that there was a reason, there is a purpose that God is keeping me.
Yes.
Yes, it's a purpose. Maybe I might not know it, but there's something that God is preparing me for.
Sure.
Yes, in fact, I remember one guy when I was with him in hospital. He told me, Dan, ningekuwa kama wewe ningekuwa sawa. Mimi nakufa.
What?
You know, I'm in hospital. I'm thinking, how am I? You know, the dressing was done everywhere. Ilikuwa inaachwa tu mdomo peke yake. Baka kifua huko. Sikuwa navaa nguo juu. Ilikuwa ni bandage.
Correct.
Kila mahali.
Because of the burns.
Then someone is telling me,
Afadhali wewe.
afadhali wewe.
Na yeye anakufa.
Yeye anakufa. Yeye ananiambia mimi naenda. Afadhali wewe.
Huh?
Why?
I was wondering. So I came to realize that there's something, there's a purpose for, for
Yes.
my life. In fact, I usually say this incident has even given me a purpose for my life. I'm more focused than I was before. And then the desire to just help other people.
It's incredible you say that, Dan. At 31 years old, what do you want to do? How do you want to help people, Dan? What do you tell them?
Okay, you know, when I went to the hospital, I found many people who have the similar cases to mine, who have gone through the violence, or maybe the wife, husband, but they don't share their stories. So I asked myself, what can I do now to change this, to change the whole thing? So I came up with an organization. Open up an organization. I wanted the platform to find a way of helping people.
What's it called?
It's called Dan Sheshe Foundation.
Dan?
Sheshe Foundation.
And what is it for?
Okay, this is for, first, our objectives are just to try and help other people who are going through the violence. More so men.
Domestic violence.
It's not this domestic violence.
Sure.
And you know, many men are going through it, but they don't want to break the silence.
Yeah, because when we think of domestic violence, we only think of women, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It happens the other way around.
Yes, and then you know the society, it has labeled men as the perpetrators.
Right.
Yeah.
When a man comes out to share what he's going through, the society is not ready to listen to him.
Dad,
tutamcheka mbaya sana.
Do you have a pay bill number for this foundation?
Not yet.
Aye, Dan.
Not yet.
Are you going to work on it?
Yes, I'm working on it.
Do you have a website people can go?
I'm working on it. Everything the next 2 weeks, all what I've been doing, because I've been doing a lot,
Yes.
trying to talk to people,
Yes.
to many men,
Yes.
and they have come out.
Have they come out? Are you getting any
They are-
responses?
Yes, they are even sharing with me. Many of them, they open up. They told me, Dan, I'm going through this. Even women, some call me, say, I'm tired. I've received many calls. Then I'm just trying to help where I can.
You know, Dan, just yesterday, I don't know if you saw or heard, not saw, but maybe you read about it.
Yes.
In Kiambu,
Yes.
there was
yes.
a man and his girlfriend allegedly plotted to kill the wife.
Yes.
Allegedly. And this is a wife he had taken around the world. 2 children, taken around the world. Lovely pictures of them, and before you know it, she's been lured into an apartment and killed.
Yes.
Killed.
You know, we have many cases. Last year, you saw we had many cases.
Many.
Many cases. Those are reported cases. We have many which are not reported. Because we have been collecting data. We have many cases, over 2,000 cases of domestic violence.
And then also you have a lot of murder-suicide.
Murder suicide.
Right.
So what we are doing, I want to open a psychosocial support center whereby people can come and of course counseling, and you just come have someone who is ready to listen to you, who can walk with you through the journey, then you feel good. Because that's what we are missing.
You think you can be able to do that, Dan? Is that?
I'll do it. That one, I'll do it. Yes, because what people are going through, it's a mess.
Kuna shida? Give us some other examples. Give us. You just told us there's a man who wants to kill his wife and murder his children and spend the rest of his days in jail. What else?
Okay. We have another man who wanted to kill the family and sell his property na hame. Aliniambia ataka hame to Kenya. Because then we have many cases. Then cases of acid burns. We have many.
Really?
Many.
Yeah?
Many cases. Last year I was in Kenyatta, I was visiting patients. Talking to them, they usually give up. I was asked by doctors, come and talk to these patients. They don't want even to take the medicine.
They just want to die.
Yeah.
They just want to die.
Yes, they just want to die.
I remember a case, I think it was last year or the year before, a woman in Ukambani who came home and was hacked by her husband, both arms. Remember?
Yes.
He hacked both arms and cut her in the head. Remember that story?
Yes.
I mean, and I'm sure there's many like that, Dan.
Yes, we have many. That's why the issue of the psychosocial support center, we want to even extend it to be on an online platform so that someone who is in Mombasa can have the services of a counselor, and it will be free of charge. The counseling services is a bit expensive, and then many people don't understand it.
Right.
Yes, don't understand, because when you go, a counselor talks to you. When he asks you for money, someone tells him umefanya nini, so umeniongelesha tu. Yes, so, and now many people are not into it, but those are the same people who are suffering in silence.
Wow. And is it something that unaweza anza kuona? Because I don't think mtu anaweza amuka siku moja achukue acid kwa kumwagilia. I think it's something that grows pole labda nakutishia or something. What is the
okay? Hakuwa ananitishia. We tuliishi tu mzuri. Apart from the normal, we have the normal disagreements in a relationship. Lazima ikue pia, isipokuwa be something wrong, but ile normal, but to an extent ya kwamba anatishia maisha or nini, haiko imefikia hapo.
So all of a sudden do
you in fact, even in the house, after your acid, I never saw it.
You never saw it?
I never saw that.
But Dan, I mean, if I'm not a psychotherapist or an expert, but what would drive a woman to do such a heinous crime to her loved one who said, and they vowed, till death do us part? What would drive a woman to do that?
I came to understand, I'm also doing counseling psychology. So some of the cases are, many people have grown in the environment where we have violence. Kuanzia akiwa mtoto, anaona wazazi wanapigana, and the violence. So kwake, the solution in case of anything, disagreement, he sees violence as the solution because he or she has grown up seeing it.
My God.
Yes, that's one of the causes.
Dan Shishia Foundation, that is coming up very soon, folks. Look out for it. Dan and his team are working on a website, and then there'll be a pay bill number as well. Dan Shishia, right?
Shishia.
S-H-I-E.
S-H-I-E.
S-H-I-E-S-H-I-E. Shishia.
Yes.
And you just want to help people out, don't you? The tweets are coming in very thick and very fast. Moses kicking a teach says, wow, goodness gracious me. I'm so touched by Dan's story. Being poured sulphuric acid and almost electrocuted. Who does that? I am almost shedding tears.
Only more. Amen. There is a
In
purpose.
Canada. Olimu is in Canada, Dan. In Calgary, Canada.
Yes.
What did she say?
She says there is a purpose and God is not done with you yet. Trust in Him and all will be well.
Thank you.
Kipletin Collins says he is hopeful and determined. I love his enthusiasm. May our good Lord keep and bless him. George Karaoke says God make him strong each and every new day.
Yes, sir.
Good Lord. What a story. I just, if you don't mind afterwards, Dan, we'll take a picture with you.
Yes.
Because we have to show what sulfuric acid does to an individual.
Yes.
It's just...
And this, it has started to gain roots in this country.
Yeah.
Yes, we used to hear it from UK.
Yes, America,
India,
yeah.
Bangladesh, but here it's gaining roots. That's why I also want to come up with a policy so that we can have it controlled.
Yes.
Not that you can go to a shop, to a kiosk,
yeah.
you access acid.
Exactly.
Yes. We want to have it controlled. So
Yes. I mean, what are you buying it for?
Yes.
You have to have a reason, right?
Yes, that's what you want. So that you can minimize and eventually prevent these cases.
Dan, you make me very worried about sleeping at night now, eh?
Mkikosana ana mjakosana.
Mimi mtalala na jicho moja.
Ukae rato. Kitabu ilikuwa maji moto.
Yeah, maji moto,
Yes.
which is pretty bad.
Yes, pia.
Lakini
Sasa wamefika kwa acid.
Who does
And
that?
electrocution. Unajua hiyo ni plan.
Ati ukikanyaga chini.
Amepanga utatoka ukimwagikiwa utasikia uchungu utashuka ni kulimia hapa.
Dan, so you've forgiven your wife.
Yeah.
From my heart.
Wow. Na ndio hata unaona huyu Mitch Kitoi.
Anasema?
Anasema Dan is too positive for life. He has gone through a life transformation and still has a positive attitude in life.
Yeah.
He's an inspiration to those who have given up in life. Just forgiving your wife alone, after hizo vitu zote.
Emmanuel Mabwoga says, what heart do other human beings have? Jeff, sulfuric acid can roast raw meat. You can imagine the pain Dan went through. Dan, we can't imagine. It's unimaginable. The pain you must have gone through. I get a little burn on my hand when I'm barbecuing, right? Kamoto.
Yes.
Kana kuchoma. And you're complaining for days. Mazini mechomeka.
Nikichomeka hapa nikichomea hasa nyama.
Imagine this man here.
It was so painful. It's something you cannot even wish you were in to go through. So painful.
And that's why you wanted to die.
Yes.
And
at one point you have those suicidal thoughts that now I can't make it.
Yeah.
And for me it was even worse. I can't see. And then the wounds. I was imagining now my face, all my body is being braced. How am I looking?
yeah.
Yes.
After training,
you lose, it robs you of your identity. Yes. No one. Hakuna mtu atakutambua.
Yeah. And you are trained officer, umezoea kujisimamia.
Yes.
Wewe ndio
Fanya vitu
on. Yes.
Wow.
And all of a
Life
sudden
changes.
So listen to this, Dan. Val Abraham, right?
Yes.
She calls herself 14th February. She says, my ex makes threatening calls to me because I left, and he told me he will pour acid on my face so no one else will love me. I am still scared and I have to walk from school checking if he is around, and I lock my door completely. Even when I am in, I live in constant fear.
She needs to take precautions.
Yeah.
That's how it starts. Most people I've talked to, they have told me that's how it starts. And threats, those are criminal. It's a crime.
It's a crime.
It's a crime.
Yes.
She need to report the authorities.
She does, huh?
Police.
Yeah.
Because now that's terrible.
Yeah, because he is just waiting, isn't he? He's waiting.
Terrible, yeah.
He told her he's going to pour acid on her
Sasa huyu hata
so that no one else
mbaya.
can love her.
Now you can see. It's gaining roots. I don't know. but we will work with people to see if how we can prevent it. Yes.
And a person like this, can she get in touch, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Number?
You can talk. Maybe I give my email and my number.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, my phone number is 0712 613 892.
Email,
It's Dan Matakaya,
one word.
DANMATAKAYA @gmail.com.
The number again?
Number again, 0712 613 892.
Exactly.
Val Abraham, if you need help, Dan can talk to you and tell you how to go about getting some kind of I guess restriction order or you know, this guy, if he's threatening like that, and there are many like that, Dan, I'm sure there are many like that, huh?
Many.
So that nobody else will love you. Good Lord. Are we a sick society, Dan?
Yes, kuna ile kasumba, I don't know where it's coming from, but then I think parents, their responsibilities wameziachilia.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why what the organization wants to do, one of the objectives, we want to sensitize the society. We want to walk around in the churches, universities, schools. We want to sensitize now the society.
John Ngurugwe, he is tweeting all the way from Doha, Qatar.
Yes.
He says, Dan, I have got no words. You are a man and a half. Even Jesus did not go through what you have gone through on the cross.
Thank you.
My God.
Kinyambi, 1960.
Anasema?
Anasema, what a story, what a heart he's got. Very touched. Probably you can share his contacts, we send something. And I believe...
Again, the contacts are 0712 613 892 if you'd like to send some M-Pesa.
Yes.
It'll go towards a good cause because Dan is starting a foundation of his own. It's called the Dan Shishie Foundation. So please feel free. And you can also email him, danmatakaya@gmail.com. Kate Mukiri, listening to Dan, I'm extremely moved. Wow, he is one of a kind. Lidoro Jr. says, what happened to humanity? What happened to it? I'm telling you, Lidoro, you just nailed it. We become animals, Dan. We have become animals.
Yes, you don't know what your friend is thinking about. You don't know.
You remember?
It would be so cautious.
No, it's true. It's true. You could be plotting while you're...
Yes.
Yes.
And this is the closest person umeweka kwa maisha yako.
Till death do us part.
Huyu ndio anakujua. You know.
Leon says it takes a strong soul to pass through all that and still stand tall. I'm glad Dan has forgiven her. Good Lord, inhumane, just inhumane. Wow. Dan, all I can say is you are a very strong man. And you know, they always say God cannot give you a bigger burden to bear than what you can handle.
Yeah.
But you are incredible, my friend. Incredible. Again, folks, Dan Matakaya's number is 0712 613 892. We're going to be posting that on our Twitter handle right now in a little short while. His email address is danmatakaya@gmail.com. And he says he wants to start a foundation to help people who are victims of domestic violence. Not just women, also men are victims of domestic violence. Anyone who may have a question, who is thinking of killing himself and his entire family, as is happening every day, speak to someone.
Yes.
Speak to Dan. He is a living, breathing example of someone who has overcome some incredibly insurmountable odds. Unbelievable. Prof.
Yes.
I don't know what to say.
Unaona mwingine juzi alitoka kwake last year. Went to work and then he just drew himself
Off the window.
Yes.
You
And,
don't know.
huh?
Some of those people, you don't know what mtu anapitia shida, but
Amenyamazia.
ananyamaza.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kwanza wanaume we are good at that, eh?
Then, yeah, it's because now what the society has labeled us.
Yes. Sisi we are strong.
You are not man enough. Be a man.
Be a man.
This
Unalia
needs of
nini?
Be a man. You know, it's causing problems to men.
And it starts mapema. Ukiwa mtoto unaambiwa wewe ni mwanaume, wewe ni kijana. Unalia nini?
Dan, if someone was to ask you, what do you miss most of your old life? What do you miss the most?
You know, I used to do everything on myself. Now I don't have any privacy. You know, I don't have sight. When you don't have sight, no privacy.
Yeah.
You can't do anything.
Yeah.
At least you need to have somebody to guide you. And you know, disability life, the way it's so expensive.
Absolutely.
If you don't have money, you'll stay in the house. Because you need to pay someone to move with you around.
Yeah. And if you stay at home, you get depressed. You get depressed. You have suicidal thoughts. You get suicidal thoughts. You might follow through. Kiprono is a pathologist in Perth, Australia. Listening to you right now, he says, "Hello, hot family. It is so sad to hear Mr. Dan's story. I truly agree with the strict licensing of acid in Kenya. The pain and suffering someone goes through is hard. Hope and wish this thing can be talked more in society." Where did we throw our humanity, says Shiro. Dan's story has just got me.
And the fact that somebody can threaten you, tayari,
That's enough.
Yes,
that's like committing the act already.
Yes.
Because now he's planning.
Yes.
Or she's planning. Right? Again, folks, if you want to get in touch with Dan or send him a little M-Pesa, as we always do, as Kenyans will always rise to the occasion, 0712 613 892. Again, 0712 613 892. And his email address is danmatakaya@gmail.com. And if you ever thought that your life was coming to an end and you had no hope for the future, I'm telling you, folks, Dan's story is living testament that you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm telling you.
And to be able to go through this and forgive.
And forgive.
Yes?
Who does that?
Who
does that?
Then you know we still have stigma.
Yeah.
Now that's even the worst thing.
The stigma as now after.
Stigma, you know, after now, then you have been deformed.
Yes.
Now we have stigma.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a process. It's a process.
Absolutely.
To stand strong.
Yes.
It takes time, determination. You just endure. Then you pray God to give you strength.
Well, we pray to God to give you strength, Dan. Thanks so much for sharing your story with us. Because this one, at least people can realize that life isn't that bad after all. It's not that bad. If you can go through what you did and come out smiling, I'm telling you, man, I would never complain again. Never.
Very soon too.
Thanks, Dan. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you. What I could want to tell people, maybe in a family setup, when you have like maybe these threats or you see something is not going well, try to share with your friends. Don't keep quiet and to wait for kitu ifanyike. Ndio even watu wajiulize kwani ilikuwa aje, ilikuwa well, ilikuwa nakaa mzuri,
walikuwa sawa.
Walikuwa sawa. Try even to share hata kwa marafiki zako.
Just tell someone.
Tell someone I'm going through this. Then seek the services of therapists, counselors.
Yes.
Thanks
for that advice, Dan. Appreciate it. God bless you.
Thank you.
Nunge and Professor Hamo every day, Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on Hot 96.